Hi guys, I haven't made a video in a while and I just kind of wanted to update you guys on what's been going on with life and such and why I haven't posted in like forever. I really wanted to wait until I get a better camera to post because I want to be able to record better detail when I do like painting videos or planning videos. But I just want to let you guys know that like until I get a new camera, I'm still going to use the one that I had. And I'll still record stuff here and there. It just won't be as often as I would like to. And I really just don't want to post so much on the internet. The more I learn about how social media works and the more I learn about technology, the less I want to put myself out there. The only reason why I have a social media platform at all is for my art. I wanted to be able to connect with other like minded groups of people as well as share my work and just absorb information and be inspired by other artists and just follow other creative people who inspire me. But I don't really like the direction that social media is going now, and it just keeps getting worse. I don't like that social media accounts are pushing us to post more often every single week, every single day, or even several times a day on some platforms. And I just really cannot commit to that. I think that's very stressful and very unhealthy. I don't want to wake up every day and think about what am I going to post to Instagram today? Or, I don't want to start my week with, oh my gosh, what am I going to post to YouTube? Or what am I going to write for my blog? Or, like, what am I going to share on Facebook? I think that's just a very unhealthy way of thinking, and I just really had to pull away from it and just focus on creating content with intention. And, if something doesn't align with my intention, then I really don't want to be a part of it. Some of you guys messaged me and asked for like storytime videos, but I really don't feel comfortable doing that. First of all, I love storytime videos on the internet. They're like one of my favorite things to watch. But when I think about storytime videos in relation to real life, if I saw social media as like one big room, a small percentage of that room is people that I know in my personal life. A small percentage is mutual friends of those people. And then everybody else is just strangers that I don't freaking know. And I have to think about, do those strangers deserve to know me like that? And I have to think about, people that don't even like me are going to be in that audience and they're going to know personal things about me that I don't even feel comfortable talking about with people in my personal life. And I just feel like I don't want to share those. I don't want to share those type of personal experiences on the internet because not everybody deserves to know me like that. And that's a really good realization. I'm just like, do these people deserve to know me like that? Is that gonna like benefit me in the long run? A lot of things I posted on the internet within the last 10 years, I think about, yeah, that's cool that I've had all these experiences and stuff, but I can't really do anything with that information now. I can't really do anything with those experiences now. I don't really consider most of the people that I worked with over the years worth working with again. I don't keep up with them or anything, and lately I've just been finding so much joy in just doing things for myself because I like doing them, because I enjoy it, because it helps me better myself as a person. Not so much doing it just for social media and creating content on the internet. So I don't know what that means going forward, but I just wanted to kind of make that update in case you guys were like, oh my gosh, she stopped posting on the internet. What's going on with her? And I've had people in my personal life say like, hey, haven't seen you post in a while. Hold on, my dogs are barking. Okay, so I'm gonna edit that part out. Anyway, so instead of making a series of different videos, I'm gonna try and capture a few things, or maybe I will make another video in the long term, just kind of answering some things. So I really have to think about how I deliver that content. But one of the reasons why you don't see a lot of modeling posts on my social media platforms, because over the years I gradually stopped modeling more and more because my standards continue to change, and I continue to be more and more selective about the people that I work with, and be more and more selective about the way in which I prefer to work. And not everybody lines up with my intentions. If modeling, if all modeling was and all modeling had to offer was just like the mainstream world of modeling, then I wouldn't have started in the first place. It was never my intention to join any agencies or, you know, work with any like popular mainstream brands or anything, I don't know, that kind of fits the norm. I joined the modeling community because I saw how creative and expressionate alternative models were, and the photo shoots they did, and the places they shot, and the photographers and makeup artists and designers and stuff they work with piqued my interest. I joined it to help connect and network with like-minded groups of people in the industry, so that by the time I started selling my work as a designer and jewelry and fashion, I would have a better idea of how the industry works, and I would be able to connect with those people for different projects when I need to, and just learn from those experiences and go from there. And I have learned a lot, and I continue to learn a lot about things as I continue to go on. I never wanted to just be just up and open for any and everything. I always wanted to be very selective about the things I work on, and I never wanted to just shoot just for the purpose of shooting. I never wanted to, I don't know, I never wanted to be like a normal model. Like, I never wanted to be a normal person. I never was a normal person, and I never wanted to try and pretend to be something I'm not to appeal to the general public. It's just not something that's in my nature. It's not something I'm interested in doing, and I've just become burned out over the years, and I'm only working with people that I've worked with before, or mutual friends of those people, or mutual friends of people that I just already know in my personal life. There are exceptions to those rules. Occasionally someone will ask me to work with them, and I see that they're a cool person and they have decent work, and I feel like I will be able to enjoy myself with them. But for the most part, I'm not actively pursuing modeling. I don't go to casting calls. I don't apply to casting calls online, whether it's Model Mayhem, Facebook groups. I don't recommend Craigslist for anything. I have found some pretty cool, legit things on Craigslist throughout the years, but it's like a needle in a haystack, and it's more trouble than it's worth. Even when I've applied to jobs like outside of modeling, office jobs, retail jobs, food industry, like legit jobs, not just gigs, I've ran into a lot of sketchy people. And the jobs that I've gotten on Craigslist, like, yeah, they're quick to hire you because they're desperate and they need people or whatever, but they're the main places that are just so stressful. Nobody stays there for too long. Either you get fired for something petty, or you end up having to leave because it's too stressful and you can just do better elsewhere. So I just don't recommend Craigslist for anything if you're interested in modeling, especially in this day and age. I hardly even recommend Model Mayhem because it's just not what it used to be, and it just continues to go downhill more and more every day. I have taken a break from posting my creations online because I just wanted to take a minute to reevaluate what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and just be more deliberate about what I put on the internet and what I feel comfortable sharing with people, including people I don't know, potentially people I don't like, and people that just I don't really trust. I also don't want to be I don't want to be bogged down by the idea of constantly having to create content for the internet, because I don't always get back what I put in. Like, maybe 10% of the work I've gotten results from like 110% of the work that I do. Like, it's exhausting, and I've just like I've just enjoyed doing things for me. I've enjoyed things just for the joy of doing them, and not so much just to try and just put myself out there anymore. I just feel like social media is entrapping. Um, it didn't used to feel this way. It didn't used to feel so heavy and intense. I also want to be a more conscious content creator, because I see so many crappy posts on the internet. I see so many people that I once admired just post things that are just awful and misleading and can cause a lot of harm to people. I've seen videos about, people who have struggled with makeup addiction or getting anxiety from watching beauty bloggers, because they're always posting something new and they always swear by it, and they always make you feel like you're going to be left out if you don't buy this cool new thing. And when they don't always reveal that they receive those items for free and that they're being paid to promote it, even though, with the new ad laws you're supposed to, sometimes the companies try and reword things so that you're not always super clear about it. So I don't want anybody to feel like they always have to buy or do this new thing, this new trend or whatever. Like, I don't want anybody to feel like left out or feel like they don't belong by engaging in my videos. I don't want to post anything out there that promotes anything toxic. Like, people have sent me messages like, "Oh, how do you stay so skinny? Can you do a video about that?" And it's like, no. I hate thin culture. I hate that, being thin is like the normal thing in our society, and anything outside of that is deemed awful or ugly or unnecessary. And there are so many people who struggle with being overweight. There are so many people that struggle with body dysmorphia. There are so many people who struggle with fat shaming and diet culture and the detrimental effects that it's had on their psyche. I just don't want to put that type of content out there. I feel like you shouldn't just want to be skinny just to be skinny as like a goal. Like, you should have some sort of health goal. You should have some sort of positive habit that you want to incorporate into your life, not just a get skinny real quick type of gimmick. I feel like if you want to lose weight, you should contact somebody that is a nutritionist who could help you in like the food department. You should contact someone who is a personal trainer who you can talk to, and they can, evaluate your body, your age, your height, your size, your type of metabolism, and put all those things into effect to create a plan that's perfect for you. I feel like, you could talk to like a dietitian that could help you meal plan and work around your schedule and your life. I feel like, there's, even if you don't have health insurance or you don't have a primary care doctor or you don't feel comfortable going to the doctor to ask for those things because it's not always the positive experience, there are people who are actual experts in that field who promote lots of healthy information based on scientific research and based on their own skills and experience working in the field with other people who have similar issues, people who have struggled with those things themselves. I personally have not been overweight a day in my life, and I cannot tell someone who's overweight how to get skinny. I've always been skinny my entire life. I've always had a fast metabolism. It's hard to keep fat on my body. It's easier for me to get muscle than it is to get fat. So, if I do like a few quick workouts or whatever, I'm like, my body's gonna naturally get more muscle tone than somebody who has a type of body type where it's like, it's they have a slow metabolism, and their body's naturally prone towards keeping more fat than muscle, and they have to work a little bit harder than I do. And I feel privileged in that regard, and I don't like it when people who have certain privileges in life don't acknowledge those privileges and then try and tell other people who don't have those privileges that, like, oh, you should just stop being a loser and get like me type of mentality. I don't want to put anything unhealthy like that out there. I don't want to encourage young girls to get into modeling because I just don't think it's a healthy goal to have in life. It's not a life aspiration. It's something you could mostly only do when you're like a teenager or in your early 20s, and then after that, either you're gonna get burnt out and you're gonna get sick of it, or the industry just isn't gonna be kind to you as you age. Ageism is a huge problem, and they're not really kind to like people going through different body changes. It's perfectly natural for your body to fluctuate in weight as you get older. It's perfectly natural for your skin to change as you get older. It's perfectly natural for like different changes in the body to happen, and the fashion industry, the beauty industry isn't too kind to that. It's a lot of shame, it's a lot of stigma, and I don't think it's such a healthy thing to do. And I don't want to come across as being a hypocrite by saying, oh yeah, I worked as a model for all these years and this is all my experience and this is all my advice for it. But a lot of people keep asking me like, oh, how do you get into modeling? I would love to do that. And I'm like, please watch all the pros and cons of modeling that you possibly can on the internet from different people and different perspectives. Somebody makes a video that says why modeling sucks. Please watch it. Please believe them. When people share like negative experiences in the modeling industry, take those into account and see if that's something that you feel comfortable dealing with. Because pretty much any industry that you work in, no matter what it is, there's always some cons to that. And you have to take in the good with the bad. And, if you don't feel comfortable with all that and you think that's going to get to you, like it would to anyone, I just don't recommend it to people if you're like, oh, I want to get into modeling because I want to be like this person. And just like, okay, well, do you even have the look and the body and the money to get into it like that person? I don't recommend it, and I just don't think it's a realistic thing to have. And unless you're planning on being a social media influencer, or you're going to be with an agency or multiple agencies, I don't really think that it's worth it to get into modeling unless you're just going to keep it as a hobby and you just shoot with people that you know and go from there and have fun. Or if you are someone who has your own camera setup or has access to your own camera setup and you know how to work a camera, you know how to edit, and you know how to stage yourself, you know how to pose, you know how to emote, you know how to do your own hair, your own makeup, your own nails, and how to style things in a way to create the type of mood or the type of theme that you want, then you can like shoot things yourself. You don't necessarily have to work with other people if you have all those things under your belt. I just say, like, if you're interested in modeling, just please take into account all the things that are good and bad about it, and not just all the positive things, all the glitz and glamour, because you just see the end experience. You just see the end results of lots of hard work, lots of preparation, lots of skill put into something. You don't really see the struggle. You don't see the learning process. You don't see the learning curve. You don't see all the bad shoots that somebody had to get through in order to have a good one. You don't see all the flaky people that that person had to deal with. You don't see all of the crappy experiences in the industry that person had to work with in order to get to the point where they finally have something that's worth sharing and that they're proud about. So that's kind of where I am with social media and posting on the internet and what has been kind of going on with my life. At first I couldn't post because I was working like 3 jobs at once, and I worked on average of between 5 to 7 days in a row, and then I'll have like a day off and then do it all over again, or something like that. But now I work like 2 part-time jobs, and I kind of stay home and study and prepare for school that starts soon, to kind of get a head start on things, so that I don't feel so overwhelmed when school starts. And when it gets to that point, I just probably not going to be posting a lot, and I'm probably not going to be sharing a lot on the internet. And I know people are going to ask questions about it, and I just want to put it out there. Like, that's kind of what I've been up to. That's kind of where I am, and it's kind of like an update. This is my first video of the year, and I just want to say hi and thank you guys so much for supporting me in my creative journey. And I'm so happy that you enjoy the content that I put out there, and that you are able to benefit from it. So thank you, and have a nice day. I will see you guys later when I post another video. Bye.